Hey guys, my name's Dan, and this reaction comes from Dead Meat. This is Maximum Overdrive 1986 kill count, and what worse way, I guess you could say, to sum up this year for Dead Meat than for the last video that they released, unfortunately, was copyright claimed, it being this one. It seems like everything is fine there. It seems like everything has been fixed, regardless of whether it was a false claim, regardless of whether he had to take out a few different pieces in order for this video to go live in the first place. Who knows? I'm just hoping that I don't randomly get caught up in the crossfire and everything goes well as far as that goes, because we need to talk about this movie. But before we do, though, please check all of those links I have for you down in the description below. More specifically, Dead Meat's link if you haven't already. It's a great way to support everybody at Dead Meat. And a great and easy way to support me is to go right below this video and click all those buttons down there. Because not to let you see future reactions than I do, but also helps my channel to grow. And without any further ado, let's go.
Welcome to the Kill Count, where we tally up the victims in all our favorite horror movies and show you how they were made. I'm James A. Janice, and today we're looking at Maximum Overdrive, released in 1986. By the mid-80s, Stephen King's stories had been adapted into movies like Carrie, The Shining, Children of the Corn, and plenty more. Some were good, some were not so good, but all of them were made by filmmakers. That would change with Maximum Overdrive, which was directed by Stephen King himself. The one and only time he'd ever attempt such a thing.
If you want something done right, you ought to do it yourself.
Maximum Overdrive is adapted from King's short story Trucks, first published in 1973. It's about trucks, and machines in general, that come to life and start killing people. Kinda like Christine, the killer car, which was also a Stephen King story. But that movie was made by John Carpenter. Again, an actual filmmaker. You know, one who knew what he was doing. King, on the other hand, was completely out of his element here, and out of his gourd. And I ain't talking pumpkins like David S.
I'm gonna scare the hell out of you.
Oh. Okay.
Alright.
Maybe I am. But also, he was coked out of his mind making this thing, at least according to him. Other crew members said he was just constantly drunk, on his 10th beer by 8 in the morning.
Whoa! Well, that explains a lot.
This is not a well-directed movie, neither in terms of composition nor cast performances.
What the fuck? And that's saying something.
The premise is patently ridiculous. I mean, the truck's no frickin' Morse code. And instead of a compelling story, it's just loaded with explosions and loud noises to keep things exciting. What the fuck is that noise?
I don't know.
Here's the thing. This movie fucking rules, man. Yes, a significant part of it is trucks go brrr, but all the explosions are practical, and there are car stunts out the wazoo. I'm not even a car guy, despite being from Metro Detroit. I am a disgrace to my culture, and I apologize. I can appreciate the sheer machine.
You gotta mention that when you're from Detroit.
On display here. It's cool. This movie is cool. And yes, it's cool in a little boy's way, like smashing action figures together.
Sure.
A lot of King stuff is like that. If you're a fan of his work like I am, you'll see all the usual staples. Kids playing baseball, kids riding bikes, low-class yokels, evil greedy bosses, folksy dialogue, and a whole bunch of characters who aren't very deep but help to flesh out the world. It's all there. It's also got a surprisingly decent romance, and a soundtrack done entirely by AC/DC. Seriously, this is Dudes Rock, the movie. It might not be good, and it might have tragically maimed the cinematographer.
Yikes!
This movie's got an identity, damn it, and there's truly nothing else like it.
And it's got Emilio Estevez in it, the Mighty Duck Man himself, so what could possibly go wrong?
Get out there. How many victims did this
Excuse me, sir.
Hey, I'm in the middle of this, so if you could just...
Oh, of course not. I don't want to take a minute more of your time than I need to. I just noticed this fine selection of memorabilia you had here, and I could tell that you are a collector of taste. You see, what I've got here are the finest autographed pictures you've ever seen. Let me just
actually, let me stop you right there, because I already know who I trust for celebrity autographs and memorabilia. They sponsor Mintage Authentics. They offer thousands of unique signed items, from photos to Funko Pops to movie props, with autographs from horror movies like Scream, Terrifier, Abigail, Halloween, and Nightmare on Elm Street.
That's fun!
Celebrities like Mikey Madison, Ella Purnell, Lawrence Fishburne, and Matthew Lillard.
What?
Even music artists like my buddy Spencer Charnas and his band Ice Nine Kills, plus a little bit of sports too. And if you follow their email list, like you should, you'll know about pre-sales, where you can get a personalized signature or even send in your own items to be signed, like your favorite prop or...
You can send in your own items? Alright, that's a game changer.
Poster or briefcase, who knows? And it's all certified by Beckett or JSA.
Oh, well, if that's what you're looking for, I've got plenty of photos here. This one is approved by Beckett, too. See, that's my cousin Beckett. Give a little thumbs up there.
That's not the same thing.
No, it's
You can get the best
sorry.
in real certified autographs for $5 off by
Oh,
going
man.
to VintageAuthentics.com or clicking the link in the description and using promo code DEADMEAT.
If you're looking for dead meat, I got some of that in here too.
No.
No, we're done with the segment. Oh,
No.
Gotta go. Bye.
Yeah. All right, bye-bye, Zoran.
Count kills here. How many victims will these murderous machines turn into roadkill? Let's find out and get to the kills.
Yeah.
The movie begins with an admission of ownership. King got this directing opportunity from producer Dino De Laurentiis, who had already done a few King adaptations. Dude was a legendary producer whose work we covered earlier this year with most of the Hannibal movies. A block of text tells us the Earth got crop dusted by a rogue comet and that it'd be stuck in its stench for about a week. During that time, killer cars, I guess. Right off the bat, we're watching a movie made by an author, not a filmmaker. This exposition dump sucks, Steven. The italics,
Yeah, it's
the
kind of
font
awful.
color, the words used. It's not a pleasant paragraph to read. I'm gonna be honest, I zoned out like 2 lines in. I ain't reading all that. Now we're in Wilmington, North Carolina, for the only time ever, where there's a rude fucking bank.
Fuck you, fuck you,
Fuck you.
Stephen King cameos as a guy at an ATM, and let's just say he's not as good an actor
You're
as
an
he is a
asshole.
writer.
Honey, come on over here, sugar buns. This machine just called me an asshole.
Great job, Steve. With that, we're off to the races with AC/DC and a title card. The opening credits play under Who Made Who and are honestly straight fucking awesome. The sequence centers around a bridge. Its operating buttons depress themselves like a teen writing breakup poems. Immediately, the slanted roadway causes one woman to fly through the windshield.
Ooh!
And since her body never moves again, I'll count her as dead.
Fair.
The road split creates a chasm/slip and slide for motorcyclists, and I guess I'll count this dude as a kill too, even though he lands feet first. Yeah, whatever, you know? Chaos commences with band vans, muscle cars, and watermelon mayhem. So much watermelon mayhem! You ain't seeing this anywhere else, folks. We are watching a man fall into a bunch of watermelons. And
I
also,
laughed
there's
so
Nicole
much at
Staples,
that.
who 7 years later would marry Donald Trump. She was wife number 2 of 3. And then there's this guy. I don't even know how he got stuck there. He should have either backed up or committed to going forward. Since he didn't, that bitch falls. In slow motion, no less. You know I'm gonna love a movie dropping a real-ass truck off
Fair.
a real-ass bridge.
Fair.
I'll even count it as a kill. Why not? As the driver is sent down to his final destination. And if a
Ah.
windshield dives as kills, I guess I'll count this other motorcyclist who crashes into a car.
Ooh.
No, like literally into a car. Legit kills or not, it's hard to start on a higher note than a bunch of practical vehicular carnage.
Wow, far out.
Far out indeed. For this sequence, production used both a real bridge and a miniature built by Emilio Ruiz. They shot
Makes
the
sense.
miniature in front of the river at a perspective that matched the real bridge in size. They also built a short, full-sized section of the drawbridge for the closer shots of cars crashing and falling. The next thing we see is that he's a-comin'. Who's a-comin'? Green Goblin's a-comin', the star of the show. It's a Happy Toys toy truck pulling into the Dixie Boy truck stop. This place is a hub of working-class Stephen King characters, including truckers, waitress Wanda June, and line cook Bill, who's frying up some eggs. Dude's a certified breakfast expert. He was even in a club about it. But his egg
Breakfast Club.
Boss man Bubba Hendershot calling him into his office. Stephen King loves sticking it to bosses and higher-ups, which is why Hendershot is comically sleazy. He's stealing Bill's wages. Since the kid is an ex-con on parole, he's forcing him to do unpaid work.
Either your ass belongs to me or it belongs to the state of North Carolina.
All right, so this reference may go over some people's heads, but he reminds me of the bad character, the boss in the show Dinosaurs from that back in the day, the Jim Henson show. I don't know if anyone's ever seen it, but he is a dead ringer for me.
In fact, looks like he collects parole boys as employees, including noted convict Gene Poole. Appliances begin to malfunction throughout the diner. In the back, the arcade machines are going nuts and bugging out a young Giancarlo Esposito.
Yo, mama.
Why does that character say that, Steven? The cigarette machine starts spitting out free products, so he stuffs every pocket he's got. After he's got all the quarters
Like
and
you do.
cigarettes a guy could want, he's ready to make a break for it. Then one of the arcade games starts, I don't know, hypnotizing him? Not sure what's going on, but he is nailing the performance. He reaches out to touch it and gets his Sposy zapped by cartoon lightning that flings him clear across the room.
Giancarlo!
The mechanical malfeasance continues outside. A guy named Duncan is dunked in diesel when a hose spurts all over his
Yes!
face. It's a real gas. Inside, an electric carving knife decides today's special comes with a side of sliced forearm and shoe. Leathery! Production made that knife move with a vibrator motor. No joke. Bill tries to save Wanda June
guess
and
that makes
stop
sense.
the bad vibes. Beat that dildo knife! Yeah! Beat it dead! Get that bitch! A couple of the customers offer support in a much less helpful way.
Hey, that knife go rabbit on you, sweet thing.
It turned itself on and it bit
Short circuit, maybe.
These fucking guys. Now, if you thought there weren't enough characters around, don't worry, we've got more. Brad is a chick hitchhiking down to Florida, and her latest ride is with a traveling evangelist? A travangelist? He's actually a sleazy Bible salesman who picked her up for one reason only, and it has less to do with psalms than it does his palms. A radio broadcast warns drivers to stay off major highways, so Brett tells him to go to the truck stop.
Pull in there. And if you don't get your hand off my leg, you're gonna be wiping your ass with a hook the next time you take a dump.
He doesn't comply at first, so she says screw Jesus, she'll take the wheel. When they stop at Dixie Boy, she leaves him behind, fuming mad. The grinning goblin truck tries to put the laughter in vehicular manslaughter, but Brett pulls the salesman to safety. Should have let that clown get killed by that other clown. The Dixie Boy truck stop was built from scratch on US 76 outside of Wilmington. Production did everything from pouring a concrete slab to aging the place with art design. It was so convincing, real truckers kept pulling in to try to get gas. We leave the truck stop for a kid's baseball game, where the coach is hoping to win a Springfield Film Festival award. Oh, he's a shoo-in. But it's not just his dignity being taken by this Coke machine. No, I didn't mean that Coke machine. Things go from funny to deadly in a hurry. The guy gets his head caved in with some blunt force trauma. Strike 3, you're out. The carbonated carnage continues as the cans fire into the crowd. It's like your parents told you, kids. Soda's bad for your health. Star player D uses a catcher's helmet to protect his face and avoid the fate of 2 dead kids we see on the ground. Fucking second stringers. The killer Coke machine was done with an air gun that fired foam soda cans. Unsurprisingly, it became a jackass-like pastime on set.
Everyone was taking a shot. That was like the fun thing you did during lunch.
A kid named Billy hauls ass on his bike, but his stunt double eats shit over the
Whoopsie!
Poor little fucker gets absolutely flattened by a steamroller. Holy shit. Now
yeah, this movie wasn't messing around.
Ew. Deke escapes the mayhem and rides his bike away on the grass, which is not easy to do. Now we're back on the highway with another car. Sure, Steven, keep throwing characters at us. A pair of newlyweds named Connie and Curtis decide to make a pit stop. She's played by Yardley Smith.
Yay! Go to the ladies.
Can I come in and watch?
Sir, that is Lisa Simpson you're talking to. I always love to think about how this movie came out 1 year before the Simpson shorts premiered on the Tracy Ullman show. The Yardley we see here has no idea how much her life was about to change.
No, not even in the slightest.
Dead body, the sight of which really sets Connie off. Unfortunately, this is only the start of Yellin' Yardley. It will haunt your dreams.
All right, and then I just noticed the Lisa Simpson figure. So nice touch there.
Especially if your name is Curtis. You're gonna hear her scream that a lot. In fact, welcome to the Curtis Count, where we tally up the Curtises that Lisa Simpson. Let's go to the Curtises.
Oh, I love it.
I don't know.
All right. I'm cutting the Curtises short because they're kind of a cacophony. But this movie has 20 total Curtises, giving us a Curtis on average every 4.9 minutes.
Oh my God!
It's been the Curtis Count. One ticked-off tow truck targets Curtis.
I love that he took that and made the entire bit. Oh, good stuff.
Tries to get her done, but he jumps out of the way just in time. He's shocked to see there's no one behind the wheel.
Hey, I'm starting to think something's up with these trucks.
Still, he survives and is ready to hug and kiss his wife again. And, maybe watch her pee, whatevs. The truck comes back to life and turns their smiles upside down. Connie hops into the driver's seat and spins him out, hightailing it out of there. Great stunt driving by whoever's wearing that Yardley wig. And I love how it's all done in one long, unbroken take, too. Maximum Overdrive was filmed entirely in Wilmington, but it wasn't the first King movie to be shot there. After filming Firestarter, producers Dino and Martha De Laurentiis built a 50-acre studio in the area. They loved the setting, and the fact that they could hire non-union crews to save money. The then small town wasn't used to film production hassles like street closures, but they loved the economic benefits.
It brought lots of people to town, and we were very, very happy about it.
In fact, North Carolina's film industry, started in earnest by De Laurentiis' studio, thrived until 2015 when newly elected Republicans cut their tax incentives and productions moved elsewhere. Kind of like what happened in Michigan. Snyder! It's a shame. A lot of local North Carolinians worked as cast and crew on movies like Maximum Overdrive.
That's
in this
fun.
case, they were joined by Italian crew members brought in by De Laurentiis, making for an interesting cultural combination.
Some guy hops out, some total redneck hops out, turns back to the guy driving and says, "Chow y'all." And when that somehow said it all, right? It was chow y'all. We were half Italian and we were half rednecks.
Baseball boy Deke is having the bike ride from hell. Even the sprinklers are yelling at him. Wait, what? Wait, hold up. I'm sorry. What exactly counts as a machine in this situation?
I don't know.
Do simple machines count? Should they be on the lookout for killer wedges and pulleys? Beware the inclined plane? Whatever counts. According to a radio, it's happening worldwide. From London to Moscow, machines are going on a killing spree. Deke sees a few bodies to add to the count, like a guy on the ground with a chainsaw on his neck, a dude
Ugh.
hanging out of a car, a pair of feet killed by a Walkman, maybe? Old lady bush legs over there. A guy on a porch also killed by a Walkman.
Could
And
be.
a good boy who doesn't count for our purposes.
Yes,
Before he's
I
done,
agree with
he
that.
also sees a woman hanging out of Happy Gilmore's target practice window.
Oh, what a reference!
End at the hands of her hairdryer. Deke sees an ice cream truck and has to hide until it drives away.
We'll give you the stick, you give it a lick.
Yeah, don't want to mess with those Terenzi brothers. When he goes to leave, he comes face to face with a lawnmower who decides his ass is grass. He ends up getting away from it, but not everyone was lucky enough to escape those killer blades. I always cringe whenever I see this damn lawnmower scene. While filming it, King insisted the blades be left attached despite pushback from his director of photography. Armando Nannuzzi was a veteran cinematographer, having worked on about 100 films by this point. He was also on set to babysit King for De Laurentiis.
Yeah, and you would think he would listen to him more with all that experience. I know I would.
And make sure a real movie actually got made. Dude knew his stuff, but King thought seeing the blades would make the lawnmower scarier. They put the camera on top of a plank of wood, and during one of the takes, the blade chopped through the wood, sending splinters flying into Nannuzzi's eye. Shooting was halted for 2 weeks while he underwent 2 surgeries. It wound up blinding one of his eyes and hurting his career, since,
Yikes.
you know, his job was all about seeing. And to add insult to injury, you can't even see the lawnmower blades in the final shot. Nannuzzi later sued King and others to the tune of $18
I
million.
would too!
In spite of the injury, he did return to set and finish shooting the movie. With a freaking eye patch? That's dope. At Dixie Boy, the staff and customers find John Cutler's body. Hendershot makes mechanic Joey move it down into the basement. Hendershot's a weird character, man. Like, his name is Bubba?
This is Bubba Hendershot at the Dixie Boy. God damn it!
But he also calls everyone else Bubba?
He dead right, Bubba.
Why does he do that, Steven?
Fuck if I know, Bubba.
Yep.
Fuck if I know.
He's played by Pat Hingle, who would later go on to play Commissioner Gordon in 4 Batman films, making
yeah!
this kind of a DC Marvel crossover film. Hingle
Hey,
loved
look at that.
Wilmington so much, he wound up moving there and stayed until he passed away in 2009. Brett and Bill start chatting each other up and get to flirting in no time.
You're cute.
Yeah? Am I?
Not that cute.
Well, maybe I'll grow on you.
It's a quick relationship, but believable enough. They're 2 young hotties who would naturally be drawn together in this situation. Bill, who Brett calls Hero, is played by a 23-year-old Emilio Estevez. He was the biggest name in the movie by a wide margin. Fresh off the Breakfast Club and a member of the Brat Pack. De Laurentiis was able to get him since he had worked with his dad Martin Sheen on 1983's The Dead Zone, another King adaptation. Brett is played by Laura Harrington, who hails from Ann Arbor, Michigan. Go Blue! She and Stephen King originally wanted Brett to be androgynous and dressed like a guy. But after a few days of shooting, De Laurentiis decided she shouldn't wear pants anymore. He had a scene added that caused her character to change into a skirt. Gotta show off them gams. With their radio malfunctioning, the Dixie Boy folks are stranded with no way to call for help. Mechanic Duncan is desperate to go find his son, who's actually Deke the baseball boy. Oh, okay, so that's how he ties into these
That's a
people.
connection.
Thanks. The others don't want Duncan to get behind a wheel, and not just because of the threat of evil cars.
So I got a little double vision, but it's clearing up, Bill.
Sir, there's blood pouring.
Yeah,
out.
seriously,
He
dude.
tries to leave anyway and winds up getting Bride of Chuckied by a junk truck.
BAM!
God damn, his brains are in the grill. The truck shows that it also has a sense of humor when it crashes into the Bible salesman's new car. How upsetting for him. You know, moments like this are when a person's true colors really show.
Son of a bitch! Out of the way, bitch!
The salesman confronts the driverless trucks, and in response, the Green Goblin chonks him into a ditch.
Bye-bye.
It chonked him right out of his shoes. Then the trucks gang up and knock down a phone booth. Oh God, is Colin Farrell okay? They start circling the diner like a pack of hyenas, looking like a fucked up Pixar prequel. Even more trucks are traveling in a caravan, as seen by Connie and Curtis. Wait, why hasn't their car betrayed them? Is it happy with them? Maybe they kept up with the oil changes and tire rotations.
Could
They
be.
run off the road by a big Mac Daddy who misses them with pants-shitting closeness.
I think I just loaded my pants.
It gives chase, but Curtis takes evasive actions, causing it to run off the road and turn into a flying fireball. Fuck yeah! Oh, and then it becomes an even bigger fireball?
That was
Double fuck
badass,
yeah.
not gonna
For
lie.
all his shortcomings as a director, at least King understood what kind of movie he was making.
I think this is a moron movie, okay? I think that, and I mean that in the best sense of that term. There should be movies where you can sort of check your brains at the box office and pick them up 2 hours later.
And in the spirit of dumb fun, I'm gonna do this episode Tremor style and count the trucks on a separate kill list. The demo list, maybe. The demo manifest.
I was wondering
Let's
if he was
add
gonna
Ready
do
Rack
that.
and Junkyard as our first repo to get wrecked. I say
Okay.
boom, 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 and
This is
everybody
fun.
say, way-ho, way-ho. The newlyweds reach Dixie Boy, which is still surrounded by a long line of cars. They're trying to get through, so they aim for a gap. It, doesn't go so well.
Nope. Lisa, no!
Brett and Bill rush out and pull the couple from the wreckage. Maybe if they all survive, they can go on a double date. All of a sudden, shit starts blowing up. A truck named Zeke gets demoed thanks to Hendershot and a rocket launcher. Where the hell did he get that?
Found it in my Christmas stocking, Bubba.
Stop calling people Bubba. Of course, as everyone knows, that launcher is an M72A1 Law. And obviously, those are disposable one-shot weapons that... Wait, Joey's reloading it? That's
Obviously not. Not in this case, anyway.
Oh, okay, alright. Guess we're just TPing over this major plot hole by putting Mayfresh in the junkyard. It just got the shit paper blown out of it. I still can't believe that they got such an obvious gun fact wrong. That's such an important part of enjoying a movie or video. They retreat back inside as the trucks continue to circle. Bill catches up with Brett.
That sounded like from personal experience.
Learns that she was hitchhiking with a straight
Sadly.
razor in her boot for protection.
That's what I
Looking at
wondered
you,
when
comment
every
section.
machine in the world went into maximum overdrive.
She breaks down in tears. Bill offers consensual comfort.
If I put my arm around you, would you stick me with that thing?
And look what asking got him. A nice snuggle.
A consensual hug.
Yeah, she into it too. Bill confronts Joey mid-bathroom break about Bubba's secret stash of firepower. Oh man, they're a whistle away from having a poopin' duet.
Well, what else? Flamethrowers, rifles, what?
Oh, gross.
Ugh.
Listen, I laugh at a lot of poop and fart jokes, but this scene's just got too much for me.
Talk to me, Joey.
Ugh.
God damn it, never mind. That one. Joey says Hendershot
They want him over
has
in
a
the
crap
end.
ton of weapons in the basement. When Bill and Brett check out the stash, Hendershot catches them, bringing the tension between them to a head.
I'm warning you, boy.
No, nigga. I'm warning you.
Hendershot scurries away, and Bill tells Brett about his criminal past. When he was a desperate 20-year-old, he robbed a store to get out of debt.
Hey, it's all right.
No, it's not.
The confession gets them all horned up. And pretty soon, they're playing footsie on a disgustingly dirty bed.
Ugh.
I don't even think it's a bed. What are they, laying on cardboard boxes and shit? And now what are you doing, dude? Grooming her? I mean like the monkey kind, you know, not the predator kind. The two of them remind the
Okay.
audience why all this is happening.
I think it's the comet.
In the verdant glow of the comet dust, Bill says the Earth will move out of its orbit in a week. That means all they have to do is survive another 7 days. Kind of a reverse ring situation.
Yeah.
He pitches that they sail to a nearby island where motorized vehicles aren't allowed. Okay, that's cool, but did they allow silverware there? Because they all look like animals eating that pie. In the diner, they're having troubles with the jukebox. They can't even get their favorite Last Supper theme song to play without the damn thing exploding. It pushes Wanda June past her limits. She argues against the machine uprising using an ontological argument.
We made them. We made them.
It's a belief she feels strongly about.
Sure does.
Very strongly.
We made you.
The trucks honk their little chassis off in response until somehow all the lights in the diner go out. How'd they do that? Whatever. They keep everyone trapped inside all night. Some have a better time than others. Oh man, I don't want to watch Yardley Smith get finger banged in a...
Yeah, seriously,
Besides
dude.
all that, morale is low. But there may be some hope. After all, those trucks are gonna run out of gas at some point, right?
Maybe tomorrow it'll be our world again.
I don't know. Was it ever?
Wow, dude. Deep.
That
They see
was
a
pretty
human
deep.
yelping outside and realize the Bible salesman is still alive. Yeah, that checks out. Dude never got a kill graphic. With the generic trucker extras unwilling to help, the rescue mission falls on Hero and Curtis.
Don't make me a widow on my wedding day, Curtis.
They run to the nearby showers so they can get to the salesman via drain pipe. Rat must be damned. The rescue mission is scored by For Those About to Rock, which is pretty cool, but no amount of AC or DC can make up for the fact that they're crawling through poop water. Great idea to
True.
do this with Curtis's open head wound, guys. Seriously. Oh my god. Oh, Jesus,
Oh,
this is gross.
oh.
Oh, I hate it.
How's it taste?
Shut up, Curtis. You guys probably ignored him. Throughout all this, Deke was making his way to the truck stop, but when he got there, he found the vibe unwelcoming and the sewer grated. After a while, he's able to make his way through and comes across the salesman, who jump scares him good. The man tells the boy to get him out of the ditch or he'll kill him. Pretty Pretty good sales pitch. Bill and
Yeah,
Curtis
totally.
show up just in time to help as the salesman finally dies clutching Deke's ankle. Dude literally went out as a heel. They climb back through the sewer and return to the diner, somehow not very wet or poopy at all. Bill's got a rocket in his pocket and puts it to good use, blowing up a Sunny Dairy milk truck. Hell yeah! Didn't use miniatures either, Terminator. Just kidding, Jim. That miniature rules.
Yes,
Deke
it does.
asks about his dad, and Bubba breaks the news in a tactful, sensitive way.
Done got scrubbed by one of them big boys out there.
Great moment of compassion from Bill here, and some real good grief acting from the Dekester. And don't worry, next morning, he's blowing bubbles. Whee! In the early hours, vehicular reinforcements head to the truck stop at Caterpillar speed. A bulldozer and a military platform truck roll into the parking lot. They use the Bubba-mobile to breach the building's barriers and burst in near the booths. Great, now they have a machine gun. Oh no.
Die Hard. Got that one.
The bulldozer. That truck doesn't go on the count, though, because this cat's got 9 lives and will doze another day. The platform truck retaliates, and Hendershot gets hella shot, finally putting an end to the sleazy boss. Everyone in the diner takes cover, but 3 dudes ain't fast enough and are taken down by this gun that I don't think can tilt up or down. So, hey, that's pretty lucky for them. The gun also takes out a coffee maker, which I've got to wonder, does that count as friendly fire? Either way, Wanda June has had enough.
You can't do that! We made you!
Yep. Back on that bullshit. The platform truck rebutes her argument with bullets. Bullets win. As she goes down,
Generally
Wanda
speaking,
fires
yes.
the rocket launcher and blows up a Miller truck. Hopefully it was full of High Life. High Life sucks.
That's
the gun
Miller
truck
time.
starts honking its horn in a deliberate rhythm. A rhythm like Morse code, motherfuckers! And Deke here just so happens to have a Morse code merit badge.
Give me a pen. I can't keep up with this.
I love this kid. The truck demands
Same.
their tanks get filled or else they'll kill everyone inside. Bill volunteers to do it, even though Brett protests.
It's like Neville Chamberlain giving in to the Nazis.
Yeah, it's exactly
Yeah,
like that. But there's
totally
no
the
other
same
option,
thing.
So Bill steps outside and lets the Green Goblin know he's a bit of a gas pumper himself. Cue the montage. Bill, Brett, and the others pump gas all the live-long day in 100-degree weather while AC/DC's Hell's Bells plays. Kink actually wrote all the AC/DC songs into his screenplay before they ever agreed to be involved. He won the band over through sheer determination, which worked out pretty well for all of them. Who Made Who was their biggest single in years. Their album sales had started to wane in the mid-80s. I can't imagine this movie without the soundtrack. It makes even a gas pumping montage cool. All the montage takes a toll
does.
on these humans and their human weaknesses.
I don't understand.
What's that, Billy?
I just get tired.
That trucker Bill's talking to is played by Frankie Faison. Fans of The Wire will know him as Burrell.
Hell yeah.
Fucking Burrell. As Bill recovers inside, he tells Brett that he believes the comet is a cosmic broom. He thinks an alien race is using machines to clear the Earth of humans before they come in and take over. But damned if he's gonna sit back and let that happen. He takes a grenade from Bubba's stash, pulls the pin, and drops it on the platform truck, giving the gun a little spin on the dismount for good measure. He mighty ducks out of the way of its bullet. The truck explodes in another fireball, buying the humans enough time to escape through a drain in the cellar. Lots of explosions in this movie, and it's probably not surprising to hear the set described as chaotic and dangerous. Makes sense given the inexperienced director and all the cars.
Sure.
You know, the whole lawnmower thing. Multiple actors had to do their own stunts where vehicles just barely missed them. But even those actors had nice things to say about the experience.
So he could not have been nicer. He was lovely as can be.
Oh.
I think, and he was incredibly humble, you know, and was sort of the first to admit that he didn't have any idea what he was doing.
I hate to use the word family atmosphere on a movie like Maximum Overdrive, but it kind of was.
With the humans gone, the trucks are
Okay.
left behind to go all demo derby on the place. I still don't understand why they destroy cars, though. Shouldn't the cars be alive, too? Are the trucks bullying cars? Whatever, though. I love this shit. Especially when the garbage truck takes out the overhead
Figured he
arm.
would.
I don't know why this kind of primal destruction entertains me so much, but it's fun watching things get wrecked for real. It culminates with an explosion that takes out 4 trucks and the cat's remaining 8 lives. True to form, this special effects team went too hard on this explosion and wound up knocking down ceilings from nearby offices.
Damn.
The humans head towards a marina, not realizing that one truck is still on their trail. The Green Goblin, grinning in all its green glory. On its way, it runs over a body in the road that I'll go ahead and throw onto the count.
Yeah,
while
why not?
hiding, the humans get ratted out by a fast food drive-thru speaker. Deke shuts it up while processing his grief.
This is for my dad, you loudmouth son of a bitch.
Kid's a
Then his old icy
badass.
friend shows up, so Curtis and Brett turn the not-so-nice cream truck into baked delight.
Ah, sweet tooth.
Can you do that just by shooting at it with guns? That's cool. The humans finally make it to the marina, but on their way to a boat, trucker Brad sees a dead woman in her car and her diamond ring. Man shucks, she ain't got no need for it, so might as well get to yoinking. Brad's green eyes get him killed when the Green Goblin
Sure does.
runs him down. Bad Brad goes splat. This truck won't get the last laugh, though. Bill's brought along the rocket launcher and tells it to smile, you son of a bitch. It adds one last mean green mother trucker to the count. Tell Harry. They obviously really blew up the Green Goblin truck here, but a dude named Tim Shockey bought the wreckage for his video store and restored it decades later.
Oh,
it took him
nice.
2 years to recreate all the parts, but now he gets to take it to horror conventions. Even got Giancarlo Esposito to sign it.
That's
The survivors
amazing.
board a boat and Bill uses Brett's straight razor to cut the rope. Couple goals. They sail off to that island Bill mentioned, and the movie ends with more annoying text to read. Turns out Bill's theory about the alien sweep job was right, since 2 days later, the Russians shot down a UFO. Must have been holding the dustbin. Oh, and all the Dixie Boy survivors, survived. Good for that. How many victims did these violent vehicles rack up? Let's find out.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Chelsea, come on over here, Sugar Buns. This
Sugar
cell
Buns?
phone is calling me an asshole.
I was wondering what to the
We
numbers
counted
things to
26
do.
victims in Maximum Overdrive. They consisted of 5 women and 21 men, giving us this Dixie Boy Diner pie chart. It's the house special. The gender breakdown is new, but we have seen 26 kills in 3 other episodes before. What we didn't do in those episodes is count trucks, which we did this time around because we're silly like that. There were 13 trucks that were killed.
Okay.
With a runtime of 98 minutes, we had a human kill on average every 3.77 minutes. I'll give the golden chainsaw for coolest kill to the baseball coach. The killer vending machine is both hilarious and painful to watch, and we even
Sure.
get some decent makeup effects with that dented forehead. Dull machete for lamest kill goes to the death of a salesman. Too many fake-outs for a quiet death that ultimately only served to bring Deke into the fold. And that's it. Maximum Overdrive came out in 1986, and the reviews were not great. Trucks was adapted
I can
again
imagine.
in 1997 as a made-for-TV movie. Yeah, probably not gonna end up covering that. Next week, you'll get your first video game playthrough kill count,
Ooh.
courtesy of Uncle Zoran. But until next time, I'm
Ooh,
James
what
A.
is it?
Pease.
What game is it?
It's been the kill count.
For the next
Hope I played it.
We've been hyping it for months.
Oh.
We're gonna try doing video game kill counts from Zoran.
Zoran will be doing video game kill counts on the first Friday of every month.
Specific inspirations included The Last of Us and Resident Evil.
Nice.
Neither of which I'll be kill counting in December.
Hell yeah.
Sounds like a reference to an old meme. Besides, we need you for the video game kill counts that start in January.
Guess I just got a little carried away. Been playing a little too much Resident Evil. Oh.
Whoa, hey
The
now.
time has finally come to press start on Horror Video Game Kill Count.
Hell yeah.
Hosted by
The new Dead Meat Game Daddy. Oh, I immediately regret that.
Yeah, I
So
can
grab
understand.
yourself a Jill sandwich.
Oh, Barry.
And kick off the new year by playing the 2015 remaster of
Resident Evil.
Then on Friday, try to remember which key opens the door to the kill count.
Ah, yeah.
Dead meat.
I like the buddy system we have here.
I see.
Resident Evil can be
I love the fact that they're finally doing that now. They've been hyping it for the longest time, and I love video games. I love Resident Evil, so that should be a huge treat for me. Speaking of huge treats, all these explosions, they were a lot of fun to watch. All the destruction and mayhem going around was a lot of fun. Some of the kills were pretty good as well. I wasn't really too much of a fan of some of the other things that were going on, but it's kind of like Stephen King said, you kind of have to, shut your brain down off or shut it off rather to watch the movie. I certainly love the fact that Emilio Estevez was in there. That was fun. Seeing a young Giancarlo Esposito, that was fun. So yeah, overall it was okay. It's not the worst horror movie I've ever seen. It's not the best. It's, it exists, so there you go. But that will do it for me here. Comment down below. Let me know what did you think about Maximum Overdrive. Please leave a like if you enjoyed it. Check out all those links I have for you down in the description below. Then lastly and most importantly, I want to give a huge shout out to all my $5 and up supporters on Patreon. Luchador, Cruising, Wolver 310, Kester Kronich, Raymond Bright, Joshy, Chris Curtis, Ann Perry, Foss Coffany, Misa 2, Lily the Snoopy Fan, Fleet Street Vicom, Sophie the Sunset Girl, Arrow Hamster, Inka Linquist, Thomas Shawanowit, Carter Resnick, MB Cardall, Chris, and Rachel. And if you too would like to have a shout out, and then each and every one of my videos, please head on over to patreon.com/GDenReactor for more. And I'll see you guys next time.